Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel here today, and it is finally time. Now that The Walking Dead final season wrapped up over about almost 2 months ago, I'm finally going to start some top 5 and 10s on the channel. And my first one is going to be the worst characters in The Walking Dead. About a year and a half ago, I made a video talking about the top 5 worst characters in The Walking Dead, and I'm going to be updating that list in this video. Instead of a top 5, this is going to be a top 10. And again, I want to note, this is my opinion. So you guys are free to agree or disagree with me in the comments section down below. And also I want you guys to leave your list, either top 5 or 10 of worst characters you like and what you guys would like to see next, because I'm going to do either 1 or 2 of these every week up until the definitive edition releases in September. If we can go for 1,000 likes, that would be greatly appreciated. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, what I mean by worst characters, these are the 10 most disliked characters in my opinion. So thank you all so much for watching, and let's get straight into it.
No, he's with us. Nick! No! Put it down!
Stop!
So number 10 for me is Nick from Season 2. Episodes 1 and 2, he can determinately make it up to Season 2, Episode 4. Now, there's a couple reasons why I have Nick on this list. One, you just saw right there. The entire situation with Matthew completely screwed us up a little bit. Caused Walter to go a little AWOL. Caused a little friction. And he kind of got into people's conversation. Example, when he got in the fight with Kenny, I thought it was completely unnecessary for him to do it. Again, choices centralized around him really didn't matter. We had the Season 2, Episode 1 choice of forgiving him or not. Did that really matter? Not really. Then again, saving him or not. Remember how important saving characters in Season 2 was. It wasn't really a very important thing. So keeping him alive really, in essence, didn't really change anything, because all he had was a couple lines of dialogue in Episode 3, and then Episode 4 you saw him get shot, and then he just turns into Walker getting stuck into the fence in Season 2, Episode 4. Now, there's a couple good moments with him, especially if you get the watch. He has a couple nice moments, you know, talking about Pete and all that, but he gets drunk sometimes and goes a little AWOL, and again, he's at the very, you know, bottom of this list for me personally, because I still like him as a character, but compared to everyone else, he's like a saint compared to these other characters we're going to be getting to. So, my number 10 character is Nick from Season 2. Let's move on to number 9. Sara is my number 9 spot from Season 2. She ended up surviving to Episode 4. Now, there's a couple reasons, again, similarly to Nick, why I didn't like Sara. One was her death. It was poorly executed. And, again, keeping her alive, there was really no impact to it. You thought, oh, keeping Sara alive, something might change. But she ends up dying literally about 40 minutes later. And really, what was the point? You get maybe 2 lines of dialogue with her. It just didn't really make that much sense. And even trying to save her again with dropping Jane down, it didn't impact anyway. She'll die no matter what. 2, how Carlos raised her. I didn't like how Carlos had taught her. She seemed weak, wasn't prepared, and she ended up getting people dead. Reggie, for example, was a great example of someone that died. You could even say Sarita, maybe as a result of Sara yelling. And maybe even some other characters. But she wasn't prepared. She wasn't, you know, ground up enough. I thought maybe if we had gotten more time with Carlos, Clementine, and Sara, that maybe Clementine could have taught her more about how to be a survivor and all that. But Sara wasn't prepared enough, and all the mistakes she made kind of just resulted with her being on this list. So, Sara's my number 9. Let's move on to number 8.
Tough little bitch, aren't you?
So without the, you know, kill Abel versus let him turn option in Episode 3, Abel would be a lot higher on this list than 8. And that's the only reason I haven't put him lower than what he is. Abel's 8 for a couple reasons that I think y'all can agree with me. And if you don't, then that's understandable. But firstly, we're going to talk about he's a complete dickhead. Under any circumstance other than an Episode 3 choice, I hate him. There's no sympathy in this man's brain. He just wants to attack, kill. And in several game over death sequences, for example, Mitch and Willie sneak out, he'll shoot them both without any hesitation. This man is a savage. He has no sympathy. And you could see he hits AJ, shoots AJ in the stomach. I mean, in the episode 1 scene, he has no problem killing you if you end up trying to take the supplies, even though they're clearly ours. And you have the episode 3 stuff where he wants to talk trash. And the only reason he ever felt sympathy is because he knew he was going to turn to a walker, and he didn't want to. He had some sort of humanity in there, but it had to be, you know, him turning into a walker to get that out of him. But the part that he's with this Delta group, kidnapping children, we don't know the whole story of it, so maybe if we ever do find out about this Delta and why they kidnap children, maybe that gives me a little more sympathy for him. But for now, kidnapping children, forcing them to fight in your stupid war, it just isn't really something I'm, you know, yippee about. So Abel is my number 8 character. Let's move on. At number 7, I have Gabe from Season 3. Now, this is kind of a surprise to maybe some of you guys. Me putting Gabe in front of Abel, Sara, Nick. Some of you guys like Gabe. I really wasn't a big fan of him. Now, again, just like Abel, if Gabe did not have his episode 5 moments for me, I probably would have him a lot lower than 7. But in episode 5, I felt he made a dramatic change in his character and grew up a little bit, in essence. But there's a lot of dumb mistakes he made. I mean, we could talk about where he got Javier basically cut by attacking the guy for no reason. Telling Trip about Conrad's fate, about how that had happened. You got a lot of dumb situations. His crush with Clementine, a lot of people weren't a big fan of that. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it either, because Gabe really didn't show that much in essence to me, like, yeah, this is a character for Clementine for sure. No, not for me. And a lot of dumb decisions he made. There was many. And Javier was just like, oh God, please, can you not embarrass me, please, in front of everybody? I mean, it was just getting to the point where Gabe wasn't that character to me. And he made, in my opinion, a lot worse than Sara, Nick, and Abel, without a doubt. But let's move on to number 6.
Richmond, people who put themselves before the group don't last long.
Joan from The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. She could determinately survive or die in episode 4. And the entire emphasis with Joan to me is that she's just a backstabber. There is so much that she caused that could have not happened had, you know, some other competent leader had been in place in A New Frontier. The entire Trip and Ava thing was completely unnecessary. Blaming David for all the stuff that she had done. Clint even not stepping in to stop her, because she obviously had gone mad with power and she wanted control. She blamed an entire winter for basically killing a bunch of innocent people, putting raids on innocent communities that had nothing to do, just because they had lost people in the winter. Everyone loses people in The Walking Dead, and Joan wasn't one of those strong characters, and she wanted to take it out on others to try and keep her community alive, which to me is very evil and self-centered. But the entire thing with, you know, this entire episode 4 plot just was enough to me to make me want to lose my mind with her. And because of the, you know, I hope you choke on your effing cake was just the most glorious comment I could have ever gotten from Javier.
Back, please.
You'll be happier where they are. They miss you.
Shut up, Lily! You've always been a liar and a killer! You're not taking anyone else from me!
At my number 5 spot, I chose Lily from Season 1 and Season 4. Now, what really put her on this list for me was her actions in the final season. We already knew in Season 1 Lily wasn't always the best person at heart, and, you know, she made some very self-centered decisions and really only cared about herself, in essence, in some of the decisions she made. I mean, she felt like she cared for the group, but she made some real dumb decisions in Season 1. But then once she came into Season 4 as the main antagonist, kidnapping children, killing Mitch, having no problem to do what it takes to get these people back to the Delta. I mean, she cared. You can't question her for how she cared about her people. She really did care about her people, but plan was flawed from the start, and it kind of cost her people to end up losing their boat and bon voyage. You know what happened there. And honestly, how she ended, you know, her eventually leaving or dying, I mean, she's a coward. She left. When her boat's exploding, her people are fighting walkers, where does she do? She does what she does best. She leaves. She abandons them to die, just to save herself. And that's why I said she's on this list. So let's move on to number 4.
Fucking Garcias.
At my number 4 spot, I picked Badger from A New Frontier. He is probably one of the most rude, inconsiderate jerkbags in this entire series. I don't think there's any question anybody has to that. And his impact, what he does with Mariana, how he brags about it, how he says he'd light a match with gasoline to Javier's throat, and it's like, oh my, this man is a freaking just dick. He makes Abel look nice. He makes Carver look nice, in my opinion. He's a complete dick, and that's why I have him at 4.
I got the rest of it. Clem.
So this number 3 is a no-brainer for me. A snake. This is probably the most hated character for me in terms of betrayal, backstabbing. Bonnie. And it's not just one instance. There's multiple instances where Bonnie backstabs us. We've got literally the beginning in 400 Days, the entire thing with Leland and all that. I thought it was just so stupid. Then you have her coming in episode 2, like, oh yeah, how old are you, Clementine? Oh, I got a daughter just like you. All made up lies, just so Carver's group could know where they are and come here and capture us. And then in episode 3, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you guys escape. She ends up doing that, and you're like, oh my goodness, Bonnie, there is some actual, you know, heart in there. And then episode 5, the biggest betrayal in The Walking Dead's history, in my opinion, the betrayal of Mike, Bonnie, and ARVO, but especially Bonnie's role. If you even save her, hence you making a decision to, again, go out yourself, not have Bonnie go out and drown the ice, Bonnie's gonna blame you for Luke's death, and then she's gonna have the audacity to stab you in the back and go away with Mike and ARVO to escape. And it's honestly pathetic.
The rest of us did, goddammit! If you hadn't dragged your feet!
Come on, Dad. Now.
So Larry is my number 2 character. Despite how much he made me laugh, he really did. Probably the funniest character in my opinion. He was the probably second biggest dick in the entire series. I think Badger was worse than him, but I mean, racist, angry, pissy, causing issues always. You know, wanting to throw out Duck in the beginning when there was really no legitimate proof. I can understand. You can't question the man's heart, though, for his family. He really did care about Lily and that, but other than that, he could give 2 S's about anyone else. He really could. And that's why you see, you know, punch Lee in the face when Lee was maybe, you could be as nice to him as possible, and he would still punch Lee in the face. He would still talk crap to you. You could be the nicest person in the damn world to Larry, and he would still hate your ass. And he's up there for that reason. I just, you know, there's not been another character that I could think of that had such a major role other than Larry that I could just say legitimately I hated. And he's definitely that character. Let's move on to number 1. I think you all know who this is. And sadly, we will never get our revenge on ARVO, my number 1 character. Everything about this guy I hate. The stereotype that his sister is sick, lies about that to our face. Then has the audacity to try and rob us at gunpoint. Then, after we kill his family, his sister, in essence, I'm guessing this is majority his family, he has the audacity to want to shoot Clementine. After he's the one that wanted to attack us. It was his idea. And you think, oh man, don't you think, oh, he could be forgiving? You know, we kept him alive. We could have easily just shot him in the dirt. He continues to just give Clementine those dirty looks, eventually to the point of shooting her and running away, and we'll never get the answer as to what happened to him. But I can picture, you know, with his limp, he wouldn't have made it that far. And I hope never, if Clementine ever did get another appearance in a Walking Dead game, comic, TV show, we could just have ARVO there for 5 seconds and Clementine get her final revenge. And no offense, everyone I think can agree ARVO is pretty much the most disliked character. Maybe there'll be like some, you know, other characters that you guys could say could be number 1. There's honestly 2 or 3 that I think that could be that one spot. But ARVO to me is number 1. Some disclaimer characters I didn't mention that I'd like to say I would have put in, but I didn't think they were there. Minerva would be one of them. Had her, you know, I like Minerva as a character overall, and I didn't think she was fitting in that top 10 area, even though she still is a snake. 2, I'd probably say Brenda St. John's. That's the St. John's. They're definitely a, you know, disclaimer one I would also try to put in if that was in the top 10. And probably my 3rd would be Max from The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. All characters I definitely considered to put in, but left them out because I thought they weren't top 10 worthy. But let me know what you guys think of this list down below in the comments. If you made it this far, thank you all so much. Let's go for 1,000 likes. Make sure you subscribe also if you want to see more Walking Dead content. Up on the road to September's definitive edition, which will be coming out very soon. And my next one will be very soon, so leave some down below in the comments. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. Peace.
More time to spend, no time.